So today, we're playing a berserker, and we've got a fun run with that awesome Piggy Pinata skill, exploding our piggy banks into a bunch of items and amulets. But hey, there's a chance we'll get the unique item Blood Harvestor, allowing us to turbo scale our Vampirism so our Frostbite can deal up some absurd damage. But did we high roll this Piggy Pinata run? Let's find out. Okay, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the big old berserker, and we do start off with a utility pouch. But hey, let's grab ourselves this broom. We're going to need a weapon, and let's grab this help out for some healing. Let's grab the coal since it is on sale, and a big old banana as well. And we could grab the walrus husk, but I'm going to roll once looking for a wooden sword, and we're going to be taking it. The thing is, I'm going to be crafting up a torch. Now, going for a torch with this utility pouch might not be the best idea, since it is going to slow down our attack speed, but yeah, I'm going to be rocking on with this for now. I'm going to reserve that whetstone to potentially craft up a hero sword, along with a torch. But we'll see how we get on. Gun up again this Reaper for now. They're going to have a frying pan with a flagaric, a banana with a shield to block some damage as well, but with our help on, we should be in a pretty good spot, cleansing some of that poison. They do stack up, but not too bad for sure. Now hey, we got ourselves our torch, which is going to be amazing. We're going to grab this. We're not going to be crafting up Shepherd's Crook. I'm going to grab ourselves this piggy bank. But I do definitely want this leather bag. Right, might as well grab a garlic since it is on sale for one, and let's go ahead and move on. Now I did prioritize our whetstone in this position so our piggy bank can give us 2 more max life. Who knows, that 2 max life might make a difference here. But our opponent will have a wooden buckler to block a lot of our damage. We're going to have the battle rage as well, giving them a ton of lifesteal, but we do have our health bot for 12 extra life, which is going to be kind of nice. Now our torch is going to be scaling up damage, but it is such a low chance to scale up. But hey, we still managed to win out, which is not too bad. Now let's grab the storage. I'm going to grab even more storage. That's a crazy amount of storage, but I'm going to roll. We got ourselves that wooden sword, which I'm going to be grabbing now as well. So we're going to have triple weapons, which is not going to be too bad. We can take out this little chipped topaz to decrease our stamina consumption, especially 3 weapons. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. But hey, I definitely want to grab another lump of coal, because we could end up going for the anvil here. And the anvil is really awesome with a lot of burning coals. But hey, we'll see how we can deal with this opponents. Also, the burning coals does give us a buff and inflict a random debuff, and it gave us some regen, which is kind of nice. However, our opponent does have a crazy amount of vampirism, and this shell totem is going to provide a lot of healing. So unfortunately, our garlic is going to have to put in a lot of work removing that vampirism. But can we win out? We have stacked up a decent bit of blinds, but unfortunately, our opponent just has too much value for us right now. So we could go extra Angie here. The reason to go extra Angie here would be to get some extra battle rage and basically look for all these items. However, I'm not entirely sure if I do like extra Angie with that utility pouch, because we do have to wait for 5 seconds to actually make use of this extra Angie. But it will give us another battle rage for 3 seconds, which is kind of nice, giving us a lot of lifesteal. However, that is Piggy Pinata with a freaking piggy bank, which is kind of awesome. So I think we kind of have to take Piggy Pinata here. Now that's a freaking cheese, which is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be grabbing these for now. And this Piggy Pinata is gonna have to switch around just a little bit so we can get the damage on our weapon situation. Let's grab this fanny bag, let's roll. And we definitely need another piggy bank. Unfortunately, we're going to sell this little chip topaz to a grabber for now. It's just going to be way too good not to actually take right here. And yeah, we're going to be rocking on with this sort of situation for now. Our opponents will have a knife to meet you with some daggers, which is kind of crazy. It means their knife to meet you is going to trigger after 9 seconds, increasing our weapon damage. They're going to have some healing with that shell totem as well, but we should have a ton of healing with those health pots, which is going to be kind of nice. We're going to have our lifesteal during that battle rage. And awesome. We ended up getting a few misses there. Thought we were going to be in a bit of trouble. And holy moly, that was a big explosion. Now, the amulet of alchemy is actually really fantastic here. We're going to sell the broom because we got ourselves a freaking hunger blade. We definitely want to keep this. We can craft up dragon skin boots, which I really want to, but I do want to add in our cheese as well. Now that's even more burning coals, which I'm going to grab. Let's grab this bit of storage as well. I do want to grab a stone because we could potentially go for a strong stone skin potion. Now, do we want any of these items? Do we want more dragon skin boots? Not exactly. Now, I'm very, very tempted to grab this amulets as well, but you know what? Let's grab this bit of storage. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So we should have got a big old power spike by grabbing ourselves a Hunger Blade. Now, I kind of wish these were strong health pots, especially with their Amulet of Alchemy. That way we could get a ton of Vampirism. But hey, we do have to continue on like this for right now. And yeah, it's not looking too bad. That was a big old power spike. Now let's grab you. Amulet of Feasting is not too bad here. I'm going to grab another health pot. We could grab even more storage. I think we're going to roll for now. I'm going to roll again. Now we definitely need this big old piggy bank. We definitely need this dragon skill armor as well. But I'm going to move on. Now we did kind of want to go for Falcon Blade Magic Torch type setup. But we haven't found ourselves a set of blueberries. We could end up going for a big mana buff bomb with Amulet of Alchemy and a bunch of mana pots. It does sound kind of awesome. For sure. But we'll see so far. Opponent does have this Amulet of Energy, triggering their eye lamp faster. They don't really have much use for this Amulet of Energy, but with the amount of garlics our opponent does have, they're going to have a crazy amount of block. But we are stacking up a crazy amount of max life with this one cheese. It's going to be stacking up our buffs, and overall, shouldn't be too bad. We still have all our health pots as well, giving us a ton of healing, and we are pretty darn strong for right now. Now, speaking of crazy, a freaking cheese on sale, probably I'm going to be grabbing. We do got to grab ourselves this piggy bank. You know what? We're going to be grabbing some extra storage. You know what? I'm going to reserve this banana because with our Amulet of Feasting, we could potentially grab ourselves a set of blueberries as well, buds. We're going to move on. We should have doubled our HP gain, max HP gain with 2 cheeses. But our opponent will have a crazy strong hammer dagger build as long as we are able to outsurvive him. We should be able to because we have such a large amount of effective HP with all these health pots. So in all, definitely not pretty good. Or definitely pretty good. Not pretty good. But hey, now comes the situation and what should we actually play here? Well, I did want to go Anvil with a Magic Torch Falcon Blade, but I don't think we can possibly go with that anymore. So it kind of leaves us with the Fighter subclass. We can go with Deerwood Guardian and try to go for a big mana buff bomb. Or we could take the Shaman mask for right now. Since we have a bunch of coals, we could actually technically take it. And you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and do it. Let's grab our armor. We did get ourselves a badge rune, which I do want to keep and place into our armor for right now. Let's grab this banana. It does give us a pineapple, which I definitely don't want. Unfortunately, going to have to roll another freaking pineapple. Kind of crazy. Heart container on sale for 6. Do we actually really want that? Would be nice. Scaling for Vampirism. It is quite slow now. It's every 3 seconds you get 1 Vampirism basically. But so I'm not going to take it. I'm going to just roll for now. Now we definitely want to grab more health pots. Let's grab an extra stone for now. And let's grab this bit of storage as well. And yeah, I'm going to be rocking on with this for now. I did opt to have our badge rune inside our armor. So during our battle rage, we take a crazy amount less damage. Plus 7 per hit. Which I mean, this here longsword deals about 7 or 10 to 13, so it's going to be dealing a lot less during our battle rage, giving us a ton of time to scale up our max life and get a ton of lifesteal back. While we stack up a bunch of buffs, and so far, awesome. A big old crit, which is a 5% chance from her weapons, which is kind of crazy. And we did get a Hawk rune, which I'm going to be grabbing for now as well. Let's grab this bit of storage. Let's grab you, hoping for an Amethyst Steel, which is amazing. For sure. Now all we need is a bunch of Stone Skin Potions. But I'm going to rock on straight away. Now I did opt to have a crit chance in our Hunger Blade for now. We'll see what we get on. We should be able to scale up a lot of max life still with our cheeses. We should be able to get tons of effective HP with this amount of health pots. And yeah, we should be able to get summon power stacked up with this Amethyst Steel. But our opponent is rocking a Shield of Valor, which is going to block a lot of our damage. This katana is going to reduce a lot of scaling damage. And it's going to remove a ton of our buffs as well. So unfortunately, this katana could be a huge problem here. Our opponent is pretty much going to have a 100% crit chance with a 50% crit damage, but can we answer back? But Shelly is keeping our opponents alive for quite some time. And unfortunately, we do end up falling short here, which is not so great. Now, hell yeah, I'm going to be grabbing ourselves a blood manipulation here, and that's a freaking bloody harvester. Blood manipulation is going to deal 15% of our healing as damage, and since we have absurd amounts of health pots, and since we do have lifesteal, we're a utility pouch, that is going to be kind of awesome. But hey, I definitely want to grab this bloody harvester. Let's grab it for now. But we don't really want that in our utility pouch. So it means I'm going to get rid of a hero sword. I'm going to get rid of a torch. Let's grab this health pot. Let's grab this stun skin potion. Let's grab this piggy bank. Let's roll. And we finally gathered ourselves a set of blueberries. So I'm going to sell a banana so we can grab ourselves this health pot, or the stamina sack so we can put in our health pot. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to rock on with this. I did leave out our cheese, but we did put a badge rune inside our bloody harvester for now, which is on hits going to attack faster and faster, especially if we're going to be turbo stacking a lot of vampirism. That is also going to be stacking up that attack speed. Now I did place our shaman mask inside our bloody harvester, so if it does generate up vampirism, it is going to give us 2 goes of vampirism. But hey, our opponent is dealing quite a bit of damage, unfortunately, with that blood turn, and yeah, we do end up falling short once again. But hey, we got our strong soul skin potion, which is going to be amazing. Now, unfortunately, we are definitely going to be grabbing this prismatic orb. That is just genuinely what we're going to have to grab, because that is going to be a lot of vampirism first. Now, I'm going to sell one of these health pots and a freaking garlic because I do want to grab this bit of storage as well for now. I'll be back in a second while I sort our inventory out. Now, the question is, do we want a mana orb? We could grab the mana orb, go for moon shields, get a bunch more block. You know what, I'm going to reserve it, but for now I'm going to be rocking on. It's also going to give us a bunch of buffs as well if we do stack up a big mana buff bomb. But we'll see how we get on. We should be able to get a ton of power from Amethyst Steel, especially when it Amethyst of Alchemy, if we do trigger our Stone Skin Potion multiple times. But that's a lot of power, and we're going to be trying to make this a super fast bloody harvester with those badge runes, attacking extremely fast, give us a ton of lifesteal, and it's looking pretty darn close. But we end up falling short once again. Blood turns are going to be taking us out. Now, holy moly, that's a big, big explosion for us. Definitely want to grab ourselves this piggy bank. Definitely want to grab ourselves that mana orb. Let's roll for now. And I do want to grab ourselves this goobert, but I would love to craft up a bloody goobert. But I think we're going to craft up a cheese goobert since we do have so much freaking cheeses. Let's sell you to grab our stone. Let's roll once. We could grab ourselves a shelly here. We could keep the bird to increase the speed of our bloody harvester like crazy as well. But I'm going to sell it for now to grab ourselves a fanny bag. And I'm going to be increasing the speed of this bloody harvester as well. Do want to add our cheese? Let's sell you to roll once. And I definitely want to grab another stone skin potion with a potion belt as well. So we could place our mana orb in here with our Amethyst of Darkness. If we really, really want to. We can also place this over here and have our Amethyst of Darkness target on our bloody harvester. As well as our Rung Blade, it does mean we cannot grab the buffs from the Shaman Mask to be increased with that bloody harvester. But it's going to be this way for now. I think this should be pretty decent, but let's keep moving for now. Now, the Amethyst of Darkness would be insanely awesome with a blood goobert. But for right now, since we do have a bunch of cheeses and a goobert, we're definitely going to go for a max life stacking cheese goobert. Give us a ton of buffs, we have an absurd amounts of vampirism, and we're going to try to make this a super fast bloody harvester with a bunch of badge runes. But our opponent does have that spike staff with a crazy amount of spikes and a ton of power, which is genuinely absurd for sure. But hey, that's an absurd amount of vampirism, but it's just not enough, so we do end up falling short once again, which is pretty bad. And that's another freaking Amethyst Steel, which is amazing. For sure, that's also a bloody amulet. So we could have actually went for blood goobert. Let's grab this potion belts. I do want to grab you. I'm going to sell this lump of coal to grab this as well. Now, unfortunately, it did move our set around once again. So we have our prismatic orb here, giving us 6 vampirism. Basically, that's going to be doubled. We're going to have our hunger blade of scaling up our vampirism. Now, it would have been awesome. We definitely need a second hunger blade, to be quite honest, but yeah, we're going to be adding in our unstable recombobulator to recombobulate our health pot. Our mana orb's going to sit in here, targeting our Amethyst Steel, our bloody harvester, our shaman mask, as well as our cheese gooberts. We got our Ambi Feasting, increasing the speed of our cheeses along with our banana. And then we got our double Amethyst Steel here to give us a ton of a ton of block. Now, I did move our Amulet of Alchemy just down here, so it triggers on our multiple pots, but yeah, we're going to risk it. We should be able to get a ton of empower with 2 Amulets of Steel. Yeah, up to 7 in power, and all we need is this to be super fast attacking Bloody Harvestor to make extremely good use of this Amulet of Steel. And look how much Vampirism we have right now, which is crazy absurd. And that's some big old damage with a 5% crit chance. But our opponent is answering back. But nice. That's really fantastic for us. We managed to pull ahead. And what's we get? We got ourselves a freaking dagger. Along with a fanfare. I'm going to grab this Hawk Rune for now. I'm going to roll. I'm going to keep rolling. A cheese on sale with an on-sale recombobulator. I'm going to be grabbing. Let's roll again. And we're going to sell this dagger because we did grab ourselves stone as well. So I'm going to have to craft that up for sure. As far as the fanfare goes, let's sell you to roll again. And you know what? I'm going to grab this for now as well. And we're going to add in on-sale recombobulator and just let that recombobulate. But yeah, once you craft up this strong stone's compulsion, we should be in an awesome spot for sure. Getting even more empower stacked up. We have multiple cheeses, which is not insanely good, but since they're all on sale for 4, yeah, they're pretty darn awesome. Stacking up our buffs like crazy. And our opponent is going to be rocking Brass Knuckles, which is going to be stunning us. They're going to be scaling up the crit chance. They're going to have a ton of Vampirism as well. But that's a 210 crit Hunger Blade. Which is kind of insane. And holy moly. Okay, Amulet of Energy is awesome as well. Now that's a freaking another cheese on sale for 4. How many cheeses is that? But we're definitely going to grab ourselves a second Prismatic Orb. That's just going to be super necessary. As for the Amulet of Energy, the reason why this is actually pretty decent here is because it is going to refund any regen we do use up with our Hunger Blade. And we can also do something like this instead, where we actually get a little bit more Vampirism. By having this here, we do get an extra Vampirism on our Prismatic Orb, which does translate into 2 actually. So I think this might actually be better, and we're going to be able to scale up some Vampirism with the Shaman Mask, and some Vampirism with this bloody Amulet as well. And as far as the Amulet of Energy goes, we're going to be targeting Prismatic Orb to increase the speed of it just a little bit. Now this Mana Orb is in a pretty horrible position, not going to lie. So I'm going to place it over here for now, targeting our bloody Harvestor along with her Hunger Blade as well. We're going to have our Amulet of Darkness in this position. Now, do we grab another cheese on Silver 4? I don't think we do. I think we're happy enough with the cheeses we do have. We are going to move on. So we should start off with 19 Vampirism, which is amazing for us. Increasing our Hunger Blade's DPS. As well as giving us a ton of lifesteal. Now, this opponent will have a crazy amount of healing with Useless Leaf. And a lot of skilling damage as well. We're also going to have some crit chance, but that's a crazy amount of buffs stacked up first. And can we answer back? Nice. Really fantastic. So we do have about an 80 DPS, being Hunger Blade and Bloody Harvestor, and then our spikes as well. As terms of healing, we do have about a 54 healing per second with 17 max health gain from our cheese goobers and our multiple cheeses as well. And as for block, about a 309 block. So we're actually pretty defensive. During our battle rage, we have some damage reduction as well. So I do think we can actually make this a lot better. So let's keep moving for now. I would definitely want to grab this. Need to grab the stone. Let's grab this bit of extra storage. We could grab another health pot, but let's keep moving for now. That's an extra stone. Now the thing is, we could just craft up Frostbite here. The reason why to craft up Frostbite here is because the Frostbite actually deals +1 damage per Vampirism, while the Hunger Blade actually deals +1 maximum damage per Vampirism. I mean, we can always deal just 3 damage, but we do lose the ability to actually gain Vampirism from a Hunger Blade. But I still think it is going to be worth grabbing. And we could grab an extra stone, but I don't think we're going to bother too much with that. We definitely need another Prismatic Orb. But hey, we're going to be crafting up. We're going to craft up Frostbite here. I think we are. And yeah, I think we're going to move on. Now that will actually make our Amulet of Energy a little bit worse, but this Frostbite is going to be dealing a ton of damage for us. And once you grab our next Prismatic Orb, yeah, we're going to prioritize our Prismatic Orbs inside our Bloody Harvestor, because that is going to be an absurd amount of Vampirism overall, and this is not looking too bad, for sure. Our opponent is rocking another Bloodthorn, but yeah, it's not even going to be close. So not too bad overall. Now, that's another freaking bad rune, which we definitely want the fastest bloody harvester around. But hey, let's sell our Star of Courage to grab this for now, which is going to be amazing for sure. So, I did move our whole set of runes, and we do have our bloody harvester in this position with 3 bad runes, which is going to be super fast. We do have our Frostbite in this position with 2 Hawk runes for some crit chance, with our Piggy Pinata as well, and our Prismatic Orbs going to be here to give us a crazy amount of Vampirism. But here, Mana Orb is going to be in a less than ideal spot, but that should be okay for now. We're not really depending on this Mana Orb a whole lot. To Steel going to be in this position, giving us a ton of Empower. Now, unfortunately, Dragon Skin Boots is not going to be anywhere close to it, but it genuinely should be okay for now. Now, you know what? I'm going to grab this Bloody Amina as well, but yeah, we're going to be rocking on and we're going to see can we deal with this bonus. Now, this Frostbite should be able to get a ton of damage. It's going to have nearly 30% crit chance, and with our Utility Pouch, it's going to be dealing a hell of a lot more damage. And yeah, this is looking extremely better. Even taking on a freaking Crossblades Tusk Piercer with a Piercing Arrow with a ton of damage. Now the bad rune is going to be a must because we're going to be taking it for some damage reduction during our battle rage, keeping us alive a lot longer. Let's grab our Bloody Amulet. Let's roll. Let's roll again, and we finally can grab ourselves a pair of gloves after all this time. But I gotta roll once more. Now, unfortunately, I would love to grab this on David Amulet, but this is going to be a fun setup. And what a crazy build to actually play on. A Bloody Harvester, Frostbite, Cheese Goobers with a Piggy Pinata, high roll, to be honest, with these amulets for sure. Now, the way this actually gets better is by actually having a Blood Goobers rather than a freaking Cheese Goobers. Because the Cheese Goober does stack up our max life, it does give us some random buffs, but it is going to be random buffs. While a Blood Goober would be dealing our Vampirism as damage, which is going to add to our DPS by quite a lot, and especially with that Amulet of Darkness, yeah, it would genuinely be absurd. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and see, is this going to be good enough? Can we win out? We'll just have to see. We are going to begin an Anvil with a Hero Longsword, with a Bloodthorn, with a Sun Shields. Yeah, we'll see. This Bloodthorn is going to be dealing an insane amount of damage, for sure, especially with all this increased attack speed. And they're going to have scaling damage with that eye lamp bow. Can we answer back? They do have heavy drinking with a strong Halpa, strong Stone Skin Potion, but yeah, we're dealing a ton of damage right now. We've got an insane amount of scaling damage ourselves with that Empower. We have a crazy amount of lifesteal with our Utility Pouch and with our Vampirism. Our Frostbite should be able to deal a ton of damage, which is going to be kind of awesome, and that's a 215 crit, and our Bloody Harvester finishes off our opponent. Now, Bloody Harvester is only at a 1 attack speed, which is not as good as I thought it was going to be, but definitely super fun to have a super fast attacking Bloody Harvester. Then a Frostbite dealing about 100 damage per hit, which is really fantastic. But hey, talk about not using a whole lot of stamina, we definitely could have added in a bunch of Frostbites. But hey, we do end up with a 100 DPS, Frostbite dealing about a 54 DPS by itself, then our Bloody Harvester, and then our healing damage on top of it. Within our heals, we do end up with about a 71 healing per second, with actually 250 max life gains. So between our max health gain and our healing, we do have about a 91 effective HP. And then on top of it, with our block, we do have another 274. So overall, a super defensive build. Now, we could have actually traded up this max health gained from this Goober, which is just about 80 max health, for a Blood Goober dealing our Vampirism damage on our bones. But hey, we did end up with 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 10, rank us up quite a bit actually. All the way back up to Masters. But anyways, I'm going to have to leave it here for now. I just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in history. We're going to begin another Blood turn, which is going to be amazing to deal with. They do have investment opportunity, which is going to be scaling up their max life. They do have that burning banner to be removing some of our buffs as well. But hey, what can they do? Going to begin our builds. They're going to have a ton of healing efficiency with all these heart containers. But can they keep up with our scaling vampirism and our scaling damage? Definitely not, with a 266 crit from our Frostbite. Okay, can we deal with big old busted blade with 100% crit chance and a bunch of power ups? They're going to be scaling up in absurd amounts of luck and power and regen. But we do answer back with a crazy big hit as well. And awesome. Okay, so we're going to begin a unique Falcon Blade card goober type build. They're going to be trying to get their Mega Clover Wincon, which they're just about to get to. And yeah, they're going to get a ton of buffs. Now, they have stacked up a lot of power from this card goober. They're going to be dealing tons of damage. But so do we. Okay, we're going to begin a Dancing Dragon Friendly Fire type build. They're going to be stacking up a crazy amount of heats. They're going to have Sun Shields with a lot of block protection, but they're going to be able to block again 170 damage Frostbite, which is awesome for us. Okay, so we're going to begin a Staff of Fire type build. So you're going to have a Sun Shield to block some damage, but that's a big old 100 damage crit. And we only have a 30% chance to crit, which is kind of insane, but awesome. So we're going to begin a Dark Saber Baldona's Whisper with some crit chance. They're going to be inflicting a ton of poison on us. They're going to be dealing a ton of damage with that Dark Saber. And they're going to be inflicting a turbo amount of poison with that Baldona's Whisper. Can we actually keep up? Okay, so we're going to begin a double Impractical Greatsword. They're going to be rocking with a bunch of Empower up the get-go, but they're not going to have any crit chance, which is awesome for us. But these are going to be triggering super fast. We do get our Battle Rage. We're taking a lot less damage. They are running out of stamina. And you know what? Not too bad.